What is going on, my good people? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to King's Speak. This is an interview series where we have an opportunity to chat with men about, let me get myself together. Let me get it together. This is an opportunity where we have a chance to speak with king level men about their lifestyle, self-mastery, manhood, entrepreneurship in this case, emotional intelligence, and all the things that it's really important as humans to have all that stuff together. And it's good to be able to hear from the men, especially because, in the way society has been set up, so to speak, we haven't always had an opportunity to hear from men from a more vulnerable standpoint and, kind of through the voice of the divine feminine, which is moi. So we're going to jump right into this. So I'm really excited about today's guest. I thought, it was awesome when him and his team reached out because he has a alcohol infused pastries. So NSFW Pantry stands for Not Safe for Work. And I love that because y'all, you can't be tipsy at work now, right? Okay, so we have Brandon from NSFW Pantry, and he's going to be talking all about entrepreneurship and fatherhood, which is something that's a real reality right now, especially because, not only obviously do people have children, but we kind of went through the whole COVID thing and that everything was happening. I think it definitely launched and inspired people to get on their entrepreneurship. Now, Brandon, he's been an entrepreneur for much longer. However, I just think that this is a good opportunity to talk about how to balance the two, what it really takes to have a successful business and be a great parent at the same time. It's amazing because Brandon actually works with his daughter. So obviously not on the alcohol-infused treats, but for all of the other ones, she helps him bake. So let's see. I am waiting for him to come into the chat. I don't see him. Let's see. Sorry for the delay. I appreciate your patience. Let's see here. Okay, well, he is not here yet. I just want to make sure I'm seeing this right. Y'all know this tech stuff be, and you got to bear with me too. You see these bags under my eyes? Y'all, I didn't sleep at all last night. It's nuts. I don't know if that happens to you, but sometimes depending on what's going on, I'm like, it's time for bed. Let me see if I can get him on. Got my handy phone. Thank you guys for your patience. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay. Just give me a second. All right, just got a little message out and just make sure. Well, what we're giving him an opportunity to come on, I can impromptu kind of talk about entrepreneurship in the journey. I really admire people who are parents and are able to do an entrepreneurial pursuit because I think about myself and I'm an entrepreneur and have been in and out of that for many years. And it's a lot of work. So I think it kind of reminds me of those who go to school and get their degree and are parents at the same time. I really commend you and give you a shout out because it can't be easy to make sure to take care of the needs of not only yourself and your child, but additionally, a business is like a baby, especially when you first start. It kind of needs the same attention and nurturing and care that it takes to, I don't want to say raise a child. It's not all the way equivalent, but I think you know what I'm saying. So I really love that and admire that. So I am not sure where he is. So I'm going to end this. Well, no, because then it'll go away. Let's see. Well, this happens sometimes. This is the first time. I want to make sure he has the right link. Okay. Oh, he thinks it's live on IG. Okay. Um, okay. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So I think Brandon kind of had some trouble getting the link. He thought it was going live on Instagram. Um, so again, sorry for the delay, folks. I'm just going to wait for him. Um, we went through a booking company, well, his booking agent. So I don't think that he was able to get all the information that he needed. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so let's see. All right, awesome. All right, Brandon, what's going on?
Woo, man,
You had me
cause
out
my
here in these streets.
I wasn't trying to, cause I'm sitting on Instagram and I'm like, it's 11. I don't see nothing, cause my Google, they send me everything so my Google Calendar can book it, cause they know me. They know Booking Connection knows me. So I'm like, if you don't send in my Google Calendar, so I can hit yes, it's not. It's gonna get overlooked with everything I'm
Right.
doing. So my Google Calendar is like Instagram Live, and I'm like, I'm on here, but I don't see nothing. And then I'm like digging through stuff because they sent me 5 emails yesterday, and I'm like, Tia. And I'm like, there it is, Brandon.
Oh,
I'm
there
done
it
with it.
is.
I'm like,
Yeah.
I could,
No, it's all
oh
good.
man.
Usually I'm like on top of it, but I was kind of flailing in the water. I was like, 8 minutes. I don't know what to say.
No,
It's all
you're
good.
good. You're good. Man, I was like, I know she's ready because we've been broadcasting and posting this. I know this ain't nothing.
It is all good. Well, let's jump right in. I gave you a little bit of an introduction, but why don't you tell the people who you are and about your business? I prefaced it and let them know a little bit, but I think you would do a better job of going in.
So my name is Brandon Jones. I am the owner and founder of NSFW, Not Safe for Work Pantry. Basically, I specialize in alcohol infused desserts and recently have just started expanding into food as well. We also have the pantry aspect of it, which was honestly created by my daughter, where we like to go out and feed the homeless and do things like that. Nothing for camera, nothing for show. There's something for her to kind of learn because she had asked about homeless people at a young age. So we make meal kits, go out, hand them out, and it's usually wherever we live at. We find encampments. Like right now, I'm in Santa Clarita. So we're finding encampments that we know about here and getting prepared for that again soon, as soon as this COVID dies down fully, because uh, she's high risk asthma child, so I can't
Oh,
risk it whatsoever. And
yeah,
she knows it.
yeah.
She knows too. So she's just like, is COVID gonna go away? I'm like, I don't know, baby. I don't know. I
She's
don't know.
like, because I'm ready to get out there and live my best life. She's so charismatic and beautiful. And I saw one of the other interviews that you did, and she paints too. Like, she's
Yes.
amazing.
Yes. I actually hold on, I gotta get my favorite piece now that you said it. It's
Yes,
right
please
here.
do. It's so good. She's such a little rock star. I'm so here for it. I saw another
So
interview that he did. Yes.
she's really, I like it because she's multifaceted. I've always believed in the diamond philosophy and having like talents and everything. Like she knows I cook, but she knows I'm also a gamer. She knows I also do labor work. She knows that I also do sales. She's seen me in all different types of fields. So for her, she started getting into art, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces that she's done in
It's
her art class.
amazing. Because she
And
just
literally,
turned 7 like yesterday, right?
yes, she did. Yesterday was big 7 for her. She's at her mom. She's at her mom's house now. She had like her 2 little parties. She had one here. She's having one of her moms. But it's just amazing. Like just like you said, she's 7. She's doing art like this, and this was just outlined. It wasn't like the eyes were outlined. She had to do it. Just had the basic outline for the kids, and just step by step. She's an instructions kid. Like if you give her a set of instructions, she goes for it. Right now, we're getting into Legos too. So that's another field where I'm just like, here you go. 5 minutes later, she's like, I'm done. I'm like, what do you mean you're done?
She's like, I
So
said, I'm done. This is what I'm doing. Here you go.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? Like I said, with her, it's a big thing because I know fatherhood is like a big topic, and it's so funny when I saw like when the booking company actually hit me, and they were like, "Yo, they want to talk about fatherhood and entrepreneurship," and a lot of my guy friends lately have been hitting me up on father stuff, like that. And one of my friends the other day, it hit me hard because he was like, "Yo," he was like, "If half the dudes I knew like watched your page and took just like keynotes here and there, bro, he's like." Be in a much better place. And that hit me in a certain way where it's just like it's nothing that I'm trying. I just being a dad is my number one thing. Like, yes, I'm a chef. Yes, I've done all this great stuff before in the past, but my main thing right now is I am a dad. I feel like what do you want to do? All right, let's go. What's next? I'm following her. I'm her personal assistant. And
Oh.
she's the younger one right now. Even with homeschooling, like this new virtual online thing,
Yes, yes.
I had to set her up her own office. She's got a bookcase, she's got laptop, iPad, she got the little mouse. I don't even have my laptop went out, and she got a better laptop than me with her own mouse and everything. And she just sits there and goes at it. But she takes a lot after the right aspects of everybody that she knows in the family. She has her grandmother's smarts. She's definitely, everybody keeps saying she's a daddy's girl. Look wise, she's lengthy. Everybody can see she got my legs and arms. But with me, I'm more so of an experienced dad. Her grandmother's really the educator, bachelor's, master's, done all the schooling, she knows that stuff. She's more, focused on that. I'm more of a person that, it's funny because we're opposite. I'm not the person that didn't finish school. I couldn't do it. It wasn't me. But I'm the
I
person
get
that
you.
I would go out there and I'd be like, all right, I'm hands on. Like, oh, what's this? Let me try that. So just seeing how she's the combination of both, it's like, yo, so I focus on bringing what I can, experience and stuff like that. Like we just had her birthday party. This was her first time having her own piñata at a party. We usually do
Aw.
Disneyland. I always do big for birthdays. We either go to Disneyland, Six Flags. We couldn't do it this year. So this year was the first like down home backyard party.
Backyard, yeah. Get the
you know,
food, grab the cake. Well,
Exactly.
you're
Like
a
it
chef.
was
Did you
only like
cook?
four kids, 3 parents. We
Fine.
were everybody said pizza, cake, cupcakes, Gatorade, and loved it. The pinata was the biggest hit of the whole thing, and that's another thing. She knows a lot about exquisite stuff, but she enjoys the simple things, which I think is one of the biggest things that I'm really happy she took away at a young age, because I didn't learn that till later on, like so like in my mid-20s, I didn't think I learned about that. So seeing that all the good things are cultivating in her, it's a great thing. And that's fatherhood. You want the best for your child. You want to make sure they're on that right track, and she is. And like I said, I do these things for her. This is experience for her. I keep telling her, The baking company is yours whenever you want it, when you get to that age, or we can do whatever you want. Let me know. It's up to you. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I love that. One day at a time. That's pretty much all we got. I love it because as I hear you talking, about your daughter and how you're raising her, it reminds me of a recipe. You got a little bit of grandma, a little bit of street smart. She's got a little bit of her own,
Yep.
savvy. She could pick from here, pick from there. What flavor is it going to be today? How's it going to come out? So I love it that as a chef, you've been able to mix it up for her and,
I try. She throws me for loops, especially now that she's understanding. She's at that age of understanding like what are chefs and stuff. She's learning it in school. So now it's like even with her friends, my dad's a chef. My dad
oh,
cooks.
yes.
And her palate is crazy. Like I've cracked up because what was it? It was her graduation party early in the beginning of the year, whatnot. She had graduated from kindergarten. And I literally had to go to like 3 places out here in Santa Clarita to find catfish because she wanted fried catfish for her graduation party. She wanted Dad's fried catfish and wanted Mimi's fried chicken. So I was like, okay. And I got to Ralph. I finally called Ralph's and I was like, look, man, I'm looking for catfish. And he was like, it's coming in today. I started
You're like,
cracking up.
I'll wait.
I pulled up and I was like, thank you. My daughter is looking for this for graduation. And he's like, your daughter? He's like, how old is your daughter? I was like, she's 6. He's like, a 6-year-old is asking for catfish? I'm like, don't ask questions. Just
Let me get the catfish. I gotta go. I gotta fry it up. So how do
Yeah.
you balance being an entrepreneur and a father? Because I was kind of sharing online. It's like, I'm in and out of entrepreneurship and it's like raising a baby. Also,
Yes.
I mean, not literally, you know what I'm saying, but it's still cultivating this thing from nothing and making it something. So how do you balance?
You're right, though. It is like having another child because when you neglect it, you don't give it attention. You see how the business is. And man, the balance is hard. Right now, I'm being completely honest, it's been more so focused on fatherhood right now because of the COVID situation, the schooling.
Mm.
Even though we're kind of in the swing of things now, it's still like that discomfort because it's like, okay, I want to work on stuff, but I also trying to be here for my child because this is a new experience. There's no recess like where friends are running around. So when it's break time, I'm the one sitting outside blowing bubbles or doing something real quick, or trying to do exercises or something with them and everything like that. So it does take away a lot from the business. Originally, uh, I had found my path working late at night. That's where my balance was. Daytime
Mm-hmm.
was little one and doing all that. And then by time she's knocked out, I would have this energy and just be like, okay, let's go to work at night and stuff like that. Which to now, COVID has changed a lot of my stuff. I'm a very hands-on person. I'm not social media savvy like that. Like I don't like posting myself. Only time you see me post myself is on my feeds, like my little video feeds, and that's just for my friends to know I'm alive because I don't answer phone calls.
Okay, you're busy. You
like
got a whole little child to raise.
yeah, like my friends know. They'd be like, all right, he posted today. Okay, he cool. He cool. He cool. He don't
He's
need nothing to
there.
let me
They
know.
good.
Um,
Yeah.
I think lately for me, it's been more so reflection. And like I said, focusing on
Mm-hmm.
fatherhood. The
Mm-hmm.
business, I've been at high points of the business. I'm at that point where it's kind of like I'm looking through things and I'm seeing where there's flaws, but also learning. Like I'm learning this social media right now, how to promote online. We've always had an online website, but I've never had to promote it online. I've always gone to
Face to
places
face,
or
showing
events.
up.
And
Yeah.
I got my phone right there. People are placing orders on my phone, like, okay, I need this in like 2 weeks. Oh, that's how I got my business. I'm a person like if we gonna meet up, let's go meet up. Like don't call me on this. Like I like being face to face so you can feel the energy of a person, the spirit. And that's the same like how my daughter is and stuff like that.
Yeah.
She's not an online person, although school is going fine. She want to
Yeah.
get out and be social. So right now, for me, like I said, I've been focused more on her. And honestly, just I'm still working on the business as a reflection aspect. Like right now, I'm getting prepared for November. I'm not doing anything for October. I was going to rush and do some Halloween stuff. I have posted a poll like who wants Halloween treats. And I was like, you know what? Nope. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'm gonna take this time to enjoy
Mm-hmm.
little ones. It's her birthday month and Halloween. These are like her two favorite things in the first place anyway. Like I don't know what it is. My child, so me and my child, our favorite movie of all time is Disney's Nightmare Before Christmas with
Oh,
Jack Skellington
cute.
and all that stuff.
Yes.
So
Uh-huh.
no, like that was the party. My house right now, I have literally, I have like pump like this is my house right now.
You made that, or did she?
So she painted it. And we found like the little plugins for it or whatnot that we had. And then I
Okay.
was the
So
one
cute.
that actually we she's an arts and crafts girl. We have a whole arts and crafts kit here. So I hot glue gunned red yarn to make that. I felt like I was putting in somebody's track. I'm not gonna lie. I
I
thought I was at the
mean,
ski shop. I was like,
she's
let me
looking
lay this
laid and
straight.
slayed.
I
Yeah.
had to get the little comb through. It was
You
fun
got
though.
her out here looking right.
We do fun stuff like that. There's another pumpkin outside. It's like it's a white one, and I drew Jack's face on it so it could go with it and stuff like that. So usually
Yes.
October is usually my down month anyway because it's her two favorite holidays. Like she loves it. I mean, she's mortified that this year she can't go out like trick or treating like she
Mm-hmm.
wants to. But me and my neighbor, we're gonna do something most likely for the kids. We let them roll around. We'll probably get them some candy baskets and stuff. It's just that. And honestly, November's big because my mom, who's the she I won't say she's the original chef because she just cooks for the family. She ain't gonna cook for nobody else unless asked or paid. But we have a famous family sweet potato pie. And each
Nice.
year we sell these. So this year, it's actually funny that my mom has actually asked me like, okay, I want to actually sell them this year. So I think I'm going to let her take over the Pantry site and and and
Oh,
and and focus it on the pies, and then I'll probably just do some nice bundle sets of my treats for people that have gatherings, friendship givings, Thanksgivings or whatnot. We'll set a date for orders like I've done before. I learned one method is just pick a date and say, you know what, I'm dropping
this is
everything
it.
off this day.
Yep.
Get your orders in
Yep.
before that time. I'll hit three locations. You can meet for pickups. One of my guys that I know from working at my last job before COVID hit us, he does deliveries for me and stuff like that while also focusing on his music career. Entrepreneurs helping entrepreneurs out. It's a big thing too. If you got friends that understand stuff, you're locked down or you got to do stuff. This is a big time. Another way to balance by leaning on other entrepreneurs. You guys can help each other out. I ended up sponsoring my music friend and helping him out, and putting him on my page a couple of times, doing some videos for him and stuff like that. Hitting him with treats, and he got me an audience. I got him an audience. So, it's all about networking. That's the biggest thing that I tell everybody when people ask me where did I get my success from. The one thing I learned from my mom, it's not about always what you know, it's about who you know. Even today, shoot, looking for a job. Most people that I know get a job because you asked your friend, hey, anybody hire? Oh, we hire and I can get you in there.
It's true.
It was the
I get it.
application that you put in on the app. If you got through that was one in a million. But somebody knows somebody because that's what companies do. Somebody that needs to get in here. Yeah, I got you. That's
Yep.
so use that same method for your business. It's networking. I used to go to fashion shows. I used to be a club promoter. I used to be in music. I did everything just to learn. Okay, that's what this person does. That's who this person is. So if I want to give cupcakes to a music video, I'm not going to go to the director. He ain't got no
Right.
business saying that or whatnot. I need to go to the person that's coordinating. Who's the actual music video coordinator? Who's coordinating the catering? Where's the assistant to the artist? That's where I learned like hitting those points and just putting it in the work. It's slowed down since the birth of little one. I
Yeah.
can't be out in these streets like that. Like you said earlier, you were like, yeah, be out in these streets. I can't be out there. It the focus right now is just learning how to do it with a child, and
Yeah.
it's a fun
I
experience.
think of,
It's very,
yeah.
it's fun. It's
I
fun.
think a lot of people are finding that balance. I have a lot of girlfriends who are single mothers, and they're, trying to find the balance as well, excelling in work and entrepreneurship, but raising their kids. And then now with the homeschooling, everything. So I know it's insane. So how do you find the patience to balance the two? Because, we're always learning how to, because yes, you're a father, but you're also an individual who is cultivating, your own lessons and your own, inner world to be better and more evolved. So how do you keep patience in between both and keep your head above water on that tip?
And this is one of my favorite questions because a lot of people ask me this. I have no patience for nobody else but my child and my mother. That's it. I
Okay.
kept it that simple.
Mm,
I think we get caught up in a lot of trying to please a lot of other people that are not
mm,
even thinking about us in that manner, that way, or anything about that. You need to, as a person, to keep balance and to stay level-headed is take a look at who is your inner circle. You have your circle, and then you have what I call your inner circle. Your inner circle is like the size of a Cheerio. It ain't no hula hoop or nothing. It is the size of a Cheerio. It usually consists of 3 people you can rely on, or 3 people that are your motivation, or a mixture of that. My daughter's number one. That's my motivation. That's my drive. That is my responsibility. That's my legacy, as I like to put it. And when I'm gone, people are gonna remember what I did, but also they're gonna look at my daughter as a reflection of it. So
mm-hmm.
that's my legacy right there. She's gonna make her own path, but at the same time, they're still gonna see me in her. So you got that. I got my mom. That's the person that raised me. Every time I'm falling on bad times, something's going wrong we've had trust me, it ain't been perfect. Ain't no family perfect. We done had our bouts.
Of course.
We done had our time apart from each other and everything. But at the end of the day, we both hold each other down. Just because I had that single mother son relationship. I was raised by a single mom. So
Mm-hmm.
that, and then honestly, like my third, I can't say I really have like a third. I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife or nothing like that. That spot, like, I don't have that because I focus so much on my daughter and my mom. So it depends. Like sometimes I'll have a friend that's just constantly in touch with me at that time, and that's the person I'll have the time to deal with patience and stuff for. But I'm not sitting here trying to please 10 people and be patient with a whole bunch of stuff because I already know my daughter's going to take the most of my patience. She's young. She's growing, she's learning, and just the fact of how smart she is and
Mm-hmm.
just how lively she can be, I'm already knowing what's coming. And no offense, it's so funny because I just had this talk with my mom the other day, and we've had it before, but I sometimes will walk in her room and be like, I get it. I'm sorry. Like, because you have a kid now. You get it. Like, when your kid is running around, jumping, and you just like, stop. What do you do? Calm down. Like, and then I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it 100%. Luckily with Malia though, we have a system. I can just look at her and she knows, like right off
Not
the
right
bat, like,
now. Yeah, please, not right now.
like,
I'm
like
trying to.
yeah, like there's certain times. I mean, I let her be wild and free because that's how I am. My mom's a little bit more of the disciplinary one when she's around us and stuff like that. Because we have that family unit around, so we have that balance. I get to be the
Mm-hmm.
fun one, grandma gets to be the mean one or whatnot.
Right.
And it's just funny because it's like literally if she gets out of line, it's just like Malaya. And she'll be like, okay. And she'll go
She's like,
find
all
something else
right.
to do.
She's so
And she'll go
smart.
find something else to do. And sometimes I'll only thing I have to say is I can't save you from Mimi, or I can't save you from your grandmother. And she takes that as okay, you cool with this, but she about to lose it. Like she knows certain things that we say and do. And even then she kind of she does her own thing. Like I mean,
Yeah.
she'll come to me and be like, I need help with this, or I want to do this. Like the main thing she uses me for right now is pushing her in her seat to scoot her up for school. She has her scoot, please, where I got to scoot her up because she can't pull the seat
Reach the
forward.
floor and like, yeah.
Yep. I outside for bikes, she likes riding her bike, she likes riding her scooter and stuff like that and blowing bubbles. And honestly, whenever we do art or play board games, that's all she wants from me. Oh, and to cook. That's it. That's all dad is for. Cook, play, push me up, take me outside. and then let me do
And
what
the
I
rest
want to
I'm
do. Like,
good.
yeah. It's like, it's a simple thing. So I'm just like, what, every day, what you want to eat? I get the menu set. What you want for lunch? I want this for lunch. What you want for dinner? I want this for dinner. What you want for breakfast tomorrow morning? I want this with this and this and it. All right, cool. You got 2 tests tomorrow, ma'am. From what I'm seeing, you have a penmanship test and a spelling test. Your Bible test is coming up on Wednesday, so we do need to study for that. Okay, push that back. We'll study this. I got to read Junie B at this time. It's hilarious. Like,
You're
it's a
her
whole.
assistant.
Is if I laughed when I took a picture of the desk area that we made for it. People were like, "Your child's desk area is better than mine," and I was like, "She set it
That's
up."
so fun. Well, I love the way you talked about her being able to be like, I want to do this, I want to share this. And you shared in one of your other interviews that you baked for therapy. So what's the importance of cultivating a hobby for yourself, especially in stressful times? And what were some of the benefits for you besides a successful business? Like, why do you believe that that's important? Because you're raising your daughter and giving her the same opportunity.
You know what? And I love that question. You have to have something for you. You don't have to share it with everybody. You can have 1 or 2 things. Like, I have some things I don't share with people and stuff like that. Like, a lot of people are just now finding out I like cigars. And it's hilarious. They're like, "You smoke cigars?" And I'm like, "Oh, I love them." But stress is a hard thing to deal with.
Yeah.
And for me, when I first started this company, I was dealing with stress by myself because it was literally like me, my daughter, my daughter's mother, and then my mom. But my mom was at a distance. Um, and I just needed something that just gave me something just to. I would come home from work. My schedule, I never knew what my schedule was going to be. I might work 10 hours in the AM and have to be at work at 5 a.m. I might have to be there till 11 p.m. I was a trainer for call centers. I worked for AT&T and DirecTV.
Hmm.
I had to travel to Texas. I had to go. They were sending people to Jamaica, Guatemala. We were going to Philippines. And just coming home late at night, not getting to spend time with my daughter because she's already asleep at the time. She was a baby, so she's knocked. Her mother was knocked out. I was just sitting on the couch watching TV, and he just had like this kind of emptiness, and it's kind of just, it was the stress from the day. I'm dealing with
Hmm.
30 people at once, students, like trying to get them to make sales, dealing with people's attitudes, young, old, in between. And one day, I just started baking. I already knew how to cook because my punishment was when I was a little kid, when I used to get smart mouth or when I used to get in trouble, she would make me cook for myself because she started learning like whoopings wasn't doing nothing for me anymore. It was
Yeah,
just
she's
like,
like,
all
oh,
right,
so
yeah, like it wasn't doing nothing. I knew how to take the blows the right way. So I was like, all right, I'll be cool. I can walk later. I'm gonna be stuck in my room so you can't bother me. I'm gonna play my action. You know,
she's like, I'm gonna
I
hit
had
him
to learn.
where it hurts, his stomach.
Yeah, I had to start cooking for myself. She'd be like, "You know how to use the oven? There's frozen pizzas, TV dinners, whatever." And I didn't want that stuff, so I would watch when I was, good. I would watch her when she started cooking, and I just started learning how to do it. So when I started getting in trouble, I just mimicked what she did.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm
And
good. I got eggs,
yeah, and,
bacon, grapes.
yes, and I already knew how to cook, and I just started baking, and then I had a close friend at the time. He was like a brother to me. We lived in North Hollywood, which is close to a lot of the bars out in California. We were like right down the street from all the bars. So my bro, as I was gonna say, he would always come to my house, park his car there, and he would pregame at our house. He'd come see his niece, come say hi to Mrs. or whatnot. Me and him would have a beer or whatnot. And then he would go out, go drinking, and he would leave his car at my place so he wouldn't drive drunk or anything. He would stumble in late at night, pass out on the couch, get ready to use it. He would always leave a handle of liquor at my house every time he did this. And I'm talking the Costco ones. One day I
He was
came
not
home,
messing around.
dude, I had like three. I had vodka, I had whiskey, I had rum, and I'm not a drinker. Like I enjoy a nice drink, don't get me wrong, but I am not a drinker.
Hmm.
Um, so one day I came home And we had a box of like Betty Crocker, like spice cupcake mix or something sitting there. And I saw the liter of whiskey. And it was one of them long days. One of them long days. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going straight in the kitchen. I need to bake up some. I just need to. Woo. And the first thing was I looked at the rum like, shoot, I need a drink. But then I saw that box out the corner of my eye and I said, you know what? I wonder if I can bring these two together somehow. And started experimenting. I thought my first batch came out perfect. Took it to work to my
Wow.
bosses. I thought it came out perfect. Key term, I thought. It had the look on it. You know, the icing was cool. I could smell some liquor. I was like, "Ooh, I did something. I'm good." I was like, I'm gonna give it to my boss. One of my bosses was leaving, because he got a job at another site. So we were like, you know, we're gonna have a party for him. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna take him to work with me. I'm on the train. I'm taking him to work. I get to work. The icing is melted.
Oh
It's just
no.
go, go. Like the icing is melted. The liquor smell is just potent. I get to work, first and foremost, I'm mad. My boss left without saying bye to anybody. He came in early that morning, got his stuff and left.
Was like, I'm out. I'm done.
So we didn't even, so we got all this stuff. And I'm sitting there like, so I didn't even get to say bye to my boss and my cupcakes did. I'm thinking I was on a high horse and came down. But my coworkers took them. They divided them up, still took them home. We divided up the food. We took it home. The next day, they came back and was like, yo, I need more of that. And I'm like, what are you
Let me
talking about?
get
They
that.
were like, those cupcakes you made. Like I was Jameson. I remember exactly. It was Jameson spice cupcake, the first one I ever experimented on. And they were like, the Jameson hit. They were like, I don't care that the icing melted or whatever. They were like, do that again if you can, because it was strong. They were like, but we need that. And I went back. I started experimenting. I have like a little black notebook from the past that I still carry around with me that actually has like the measurements. Because I learned too much alcohol, it oversaturates and kills everything off. Too little, you're not even getting a flavor or taste. It's just a waste. So I
Right.
started figuring out the right combinations so that the frosting would even hold in there and stuff like that. Um,
Hmm.
and it started off from there. It didn't really kick off though, because I was just doing it for fun. I wasn't doing it for money or nothing like that. And because it was a hobby. And then one of my coworkers, I call her Mama Red, which is the very first cupcake that we have, which is it's called Mama Red's Lemon Twisters, tequila twisters.
Oh, okay.
It's a lemon lime Skittle cupcake with Patron infused in the middle of it and everything like that, and it has a Patron lemon buttercream frosting. That's what
Nuts.
kickstarted it, and it was because of Mama Red. She basically, I worked in a pretty I'm gonna say this word. I worked in a pretty ratchet place at one point.
Okay. I mean,
You know, hey, they paid me well to deal with everything, so I wasn't complaining. But our employees were not top grade, but they did the job. And she she used to carry this Sprite bottle, the little tin Sprite bottle around that you can reseal and stuff like that, the little skinny ones.
Mhm.
And I already knew what was in it. I already knew it wasn't no Sprite. I was like, I
Mama
know that's some.
Red, you
I was
out
like,
here trying to
Mama
get through
Red
your
is a
work
real
day.
one.
Yeah.
Mama Red's a real one.
Mama
Mama Red's a real one.
Red.
She throws me this Sprite container at the job and says, make me a lemon cupcake with that. And I'm like, with some Sprite? You know, I opened up, I'm like, woo! I said,
Ooh,
oh, oh.
arriba.
And and about a week later, it was done. It was the very first one I made. I bought the pack to Mama Red and a couple associates, and it took off from there. I had literally like I couldn't count the orders when I first started. Like I couldn't even like put real food in my fridge because I came out I think with 4 cupcakes, 4 cookies, and 2 brownies. And every
Wow.
payday Friday, it was that's how the hustle started. It was every
Wow.
I would do it every payday Friday, right when everybody got their checks, because they either got direct deposit or they got a paper check and the Bank of America underneath our building cashed their checks right away. So there was no
Smart.
excuse that you didn't have your money right there. And literally, I was already making good money as a trainer, but on
Mm-hmm.
top of that, bringing home an extra 500 to 600 every other Friday on top of that, just for fun.
From your
And
hobby.
exactly. And that wasn't even, that was before I started pricing what they were really worth. So people were coming up. Like I'm talking, they were getting like 3 for 10 deals and stuff. They were like, I would work anything out because it was just like, hey Brandon, I
It was
got like,
cool and new. Yeah.
I got $5. Can I get like one brownie? Here you go, bro. Just take it. I got some leftovers. So
Yeah.
you making like 500, 600 extra that, and it was just like, okay, this could be
Right.
something. And that's honestly how it started. And that's where the name came from too. Not safe for work because I started selling out of my work office to all the employees. So that's how the name about it came to be, because it was like low key. Oh, HR knew, everybody knew, but it was just like, they were just like, just make sure they take it after work. I'm like, I can't control
Yeah.
them.
Right. Don't leave any in here.
As soon as they pay me, I give it to them. I don't know if they off or not. Just let me be. Um, and that's where
That's
I kind of
awesome.
learned, like, follow your passion. Even if it's a hobby, try it out. I didn't think it was nothing. I just took it to work on a whim, and look what happened. Now I got a website. I gotta manage the social media. I have a daughter that's like out getting popular now because she's learned the recipes. Oh, we did the fried chicken one. That took, Lord,
Well, what did
that
you
put
guys?
her.
I think I saw it. It was fried chicken because she helped you with that. What did you guys come up with? And
I
that's so cool that you guys can do it together.
she did it. I didn't get to do nothing. She did it. She learned.
Malia.
That's her grandma. So the rite of passage in the Jones family when you do start to cook, because everybody can't cook. Like my mom can really throw down in the kitchen. She just not try to make a business out of it or nothing or anything. I've always loved it, but it's our family fried chicken. It's a recipe that we have that a lot of people are shocked that it works because we don't add egg or nothing like that. Literally, flour, lemon pepper, seasoning salt, and some garlic powder, some flour. Rinse your chicken, roll it in it, drop it in there, let it go, pull it out. You could do it in wings, drumettes, or whatever. So she learned that first, and she did it two
Brilliant.
times with her grandmother. After that, done. And then that's when we did it live. Then we did it live. Live was probably her third like official time, and she knows it. It's like that's the first one. She learned how to do deviled eggs with me. We did those live. She already knows how to do her measurements. It's still a little hard for her to hold up the cup sometimes, like when it gets to the 1 and 12, like the half and the 1 cup.
Yeah.
She's still a little shaky, but she knows which ones we need to measure out stuff. She knows how to knead the cookie dough the right way. She knows how to use the mixer. It's just step by step. I'm like honestly done with her on the baking end. It's now so like, all right, I'm ready for you to kind of get behind the stove here and start working with the fire. But we just gotta get your hands a little bit more steady. So it's a process by process, but she does it on her own. Like I tell people, don't force your kids to do nothing. If they don't want to do it, don't. My child, everywhere I go, she feels like she has to follow. I call her my shadow. So if I go in the kitchen, she's like, ooh, let me get my gloves. Where's my
What are we
towel? I'm in the
doing?
kitchen.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I could be just going in the kitchen for a bottle of water, and I'm like, I'm just, oh, okay, I guess we can cook. you know? So it's fun, but I do the same thing for her. Like when she goes online, because we go right now, we're doing pottery and art classes. She'll go online
Mm-hmm.
and look at art classes, and she'll be like, "Daddy, which one, the unicorn or the bunny?" And I'll be like, "I'm trying to do some bunny. Let's go do the bunny." I do the
Yeah.
same thing that she does to return it, so it shows like we both follow each other's passions, and it's something that we can both grow on together. So.
Yeah, no, I love it. And it's so important that you mentioned that. Like, she's getting to follow you by example to see how not only her opportunity to try different hobbies and different things with you, but seeing how far a hobby can go. And I think that's really important because it keeps it fun in a certain way and it gives her a lot of options. So, I love that. And you spoke about legacy. So let's talk about the power of legacy and, the fact that your daughter already has a business, if that's what she wants to do. So, like, kind of tell us why that was important for you to kind of set up that framework so that she could power forward in that if that's what she wants.
For me growing up, my mom gave me a lot of opportunities. Um, Took me traveling. I as shoot, probably by a teenager, I had been to more states and out the country more than most, no offense, African American kids that I knew in any way,
Mm-hmm.
shape, or form. I've got experiences. My mom used to work for HBO, so I had experiences. Like I used to be at boxing matches. I'm talking backstage with these guys. They're like, Brandon, what's up?
Dope.
My mother really showed me, like, as a parent, what you're supposed to give your child. We weren't like rich or nothing like that, but we had enough, I had enough to get enough culture in me, enough sense. I messed up some of my opportunities. I tell that to people all the time, which I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have had it any other way. It made me and shaped me into the hardened person I am today. But for me, in my mind, it was more so just I want to make sure my daughter has something set up, whether or not anything, because it's something I'm going to be working on anyway. Generational wealth. It's being taught a lot right now. Like, set your family up. Let them do what they want to do, but have that fallback plan. Like, I want her to have A, B, and C plans of her own. But if all else fails, guess what? D, dad's plan is here. Like, you got a
Mm-mm.
base somewhere. And I still struggle to this day. I still being an entrepreneur. I think the greatest post I saw yesterday was from a good friend of mine, Christina Cooper. She said everybody thinks being an entrepreneur is glitz, camera, cash, all these lights. They were like,
Freedom.
it's being broke, being lonely, being depressed. And like I'm going through that stage right now. My money's been going into my daughter and getting stuff ready. It's been going into research and stuff like that. People may not see it, but right now my mind is just cultivating so many ideas because
Mm-hmm.
I want to be able to just come out with just a bang in a sense. But just making sure my daughter's set, especially with the way the world's going now, it's just you gotta have something in plain sight for your kids. Show them I have something for you no matter what. Go for your own dreams. And also by doing it, you're showing them like this is me following my dreams. Because you take after your family the most. Um, Prime example, my mother. My mother got pregnant with me. She didn't finish school. But I got to see my mom go back, get her bachelor's, get her master's, get her project certification, and get what is it? What's that one where you can do the online advertising? She's got so I got to see that. To
Right.
see that, see somebody your parents still go chase and hit their dreams, it puts a drive in you to go do the same thing. So I got to do the same for my daughter. Like I said, it's a lot of set your generations up. My mom's the one that started this. We got to continue it down now. And each time, add something different. I'm adding in, okay, I'm going to throw a business in there now. My daughter gets
Yeah,
older. She
I
might want to
love
throw a
it.
business. She might want to throw a business and a house in there, and then the generation after, a business, a house, and an art gallery. I want it to be to the point where my generation, and when you look down the line, they're gonna be like, our family set us up all down the line. And we showed it through each generation and added more and more to it. That's what you do with any other business. That's what you do with any other hobby. You start somewhere and you keep building it until it comes what it is.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I love it. And it makes perfect sense to be thinking about generational wealth and really how to implement it. Sometimes we talk about it like, I'm breaking generational curses. We want wealth, but like, what are we actually doing? And I love that that you have that in place. So, I mean, when it comes to the lessons, obviously, because this journey is full of them, and you expressed how you maybe passed up on some opportunities and maybe flubbed those, but we're always learning. So, what are some of the lessons that you've learned in, let's say, the past 10 years? And can you tell us about some of the trials you had to overcome on a personal level in order to balance this journey?
Man, um, I've experienced homelessness before. Like I said, me and my family wasn't always perfect and stuff like that. Even when I stepped out on my own, I went through homelessness before. I've gotten to experience that. I was grateful that I was able to get up out of that. Of course, that's something that I've always been blessed with, but that changes your whole perspective on taking advantage of life and the things that you have. It really humbles you as well too. Um, Patience, the biggest lesson I tell everybody that I've ever learned in my life, that I continue to learn in my
Me
life,
too.
and that I feel we can all build on is patience. Um, Business entrepreneurship is not a rushed process. Like I said, I'm not in the best situations all the time. Even right now, I'm on a downward slope. I got to work on some things and stuff like that. But have patience and keep that faith in yourself. Know that through every storm, it passes, there's sunshine, and build upon it. Um, with lessons, learn. Don't, people be like, oh, I failed, I failed, I failed, I failed, I failed. It's a lesson, it's not a failure. If you keep winning, you're not gonna progress anywhere, hands down. You're not. Um, you're going to feel some type of superiority. You're going to feel some type of way. Because I remember I was on that trend at one point in my life where I was just like, can't nobody do nothing. You can't tell me nothing. And you're so oblivious to taking in insight from others because of it, that it's like, it sets you up for a bigger demise, and that demise hurts real bad. And that's something that a lot of people have a hard time overcoming, which I'm glad I did too. It's just, I've been through a lot. I tell people I've been through a lot, and it's something that honestly, I feel like I could do a documentary on it. Just
I feel
telling
you.
people certain things or whatnot. But it's patience. You have to stay diligent, and you have to be patient. Everybody's time comes in its time. Just because you want it now does not mean it's going to happen. I've had this business for almost 3 to 4 years now, and I'm not catering for Oprah yet, or nobody. I'm not at the White House serving meals or nothing like that. I haven't even really been on like I haven't even really been on any major news stations. I have friends that are like, "Oh, it's Brandon, yo, the cupcake man. Oh, we see you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm still like, yo, I'm still chilling, stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
even then, I tell people like, just keep your head up. Please keep your head up. Hold your head, guard your heart. One of my favorite new songs by Big Sean. It's literally hold your head up, guard your heart. Um, be prepared to take some hits. It's gonna happen. I
It's
think
gonna happen.
I
That's
hate.
what I wish I could tell people about entrepreneurship, because I didn't know. I was like you. First of all, I didn't have no patience. Second of all, I hadn't experienced loss. So I was like, oh, I'm good. I'm smart. I'm a winner. I handle my business. I work hard. And it wasn't
Yep.
until I fell real hard till I realized, sweetie, that none of that matters. You can work hard and still, your stuff don't pay off like that. Like the that's why Nipsey, it's a marathon. That's something that I had to learn. I had to cultivate that mindset. I didn't come out the gate with that. And it was extremely detrimental to my mindset and my heart because I didn't know better.
But it's good you got that now, because that's gonna propel you a long way forward. For those that really feel like, oh, I'm not gonna take no losses, I'm gonna bulldoze through. Um, you can't live that way. And I tell people this like too, like a lot of people, my close friends know, I watch anime. And I tell people, I was like, if you ever get a chance, even if you're not to anime, I watch a particular anime. It's called Food Wars. It's about a kid from a diner who's it's just him and his dad, kid from a diner who ends up being like the best chef in the world. Doesn't know his father was like number one in the world or nothing. His dad didn't train him that way. Worked in like a little rinky dinky diner. And in one of his final battles, and it's what I tell people all the time, he's going against a guy that's never lost. Never lost. This dude's undefeated and all that stuff. And before he serves his dish, the guy looks at him and says, "Do you really think you can beat me? I'm undefeated." And the one thing he says to him before they both serve their dishes, he said, "There's one thing I've tasted that you never have, and which gives me the upper hand." And he was like, "What's that?" He said, "It's failure. Once you've tasted failure, it takes you to another level that makes you push even harder than someone that has not taken that loss, period. Because the person that hasn't taken a loss is going to be passive. They already feel they're at a superior level, like nothing. They're not going to take those extra steps. Whereas somebody that has lost, you're going to go do extra research. You're going to go put in extra time. You're going to go train harder. You're going to go focus more because you don't want that taste of failure again in your mouth.
That is so good. And it's so true. And not only that, but the failures give you kind of a roadmap. Like, so you know how to maneuver around things, because there's a lot of what ifs, there's a lot of unknown variables. And when those are thrown in, when you think you got it all together, it knocks you off your square because you haven't even had a chance to learn how to pivot, how to, well, you know, you tip a note and get back on 2 feet. So there is a lot to be said about failure. I know recently I've started to appreciate mine a lot more because I think about it, whether it be failure in relationships, failure in business, or whatever. I'm looking at it now like, okay, the way life really is, I'm actually more equipped now than I was before I had even scraped my knees a little bit.
If you've never taken a punch, how are you going to know how to counteract one?
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of people, like I said, that's where the growth comes in. Even if it's switching up businesses or like you said, relationships. Oh God, I've taken so many KOs in relationships that I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna retire for now. I'm gonna work on this business, this child, my family. I'll come back to it later. You know,
Later.
so like that. And it's funny because I have entrepreneur friends, and I was laughing at Instagram yesterday because one of my friends posted. She was like, "Okay, no, for real, who wants me? Like for real, before I just give up." And I'm just like, I've seen her journey. She's a poet. She does music, and I've been seeing her doing these shows and all this stuff. And and she's raising 2 kids by herself. Like we were talking about single mothers earlier, and I'm just like, I know that feeling, like a fellow entrepreneur. You're just like, oh, that hurts, but you just know it. But here's the thing I'll tell people too. Whether it is relationship, business, spiritual, whatever, they're all connected.
Oh,
One
100%.
one drop in one can affect so many others and stuff like that that you have to gauge. You know, that's where I tell people, you have to prioritize. It's a big thing a lot of people don't do too. Please learn to prioritize. Yes, there are things that need to be handled, but if you are not prioritizing them the right way, you are going to it's a demise that I wish upon nobody, not even my worst enemy. Um, just it, you have to look at what's for you. I tell people, take in advice from others, but be careful of who you take in advice from. Don't take relationship advice from somebody who has 30 failed relationships trying to tell you what to do right off the bat if you see they're not making changes and doing stuff. You know, but if you see a happily married couple for 10 years or whatnot, yeah, you might want to take some advice from them and stuff like that. Learn to take in from others. I think that was one of my biggest things. Even though I was learning, even through failures, I didn't want to learn from others. I wanted to get everything myself. I was like, nah, I'm gonna look it up myself. Nah, I'm gonna read it up. Like I have a whole bookcase here, literally of books, how food works, from how things are actually done, what happens when you cook chicken and meat and stuff like that. Cake books. I've got restaurant books, how to run a restaurant, Snoop Dogg's cookbooks. You know, I got all that stuff and everything. But the best things, the best recipes always come from going over a friend's house, eating and being like, yo, how'd you get your tortilla
Girl,
like that?
dude, what
Yo,
was that?
yeah,
Exactly.
how'd you get, what was that sauce you put on that chicken right there? You know, I got a friend that's from Africa. I'm not, it's funny as I'm a chef, my palate is diverse, but it's not culturally universally diverse. There's some things I'm just
Yeah,
like,
I was gonna say a dish from Africa. I can't really say that I'm well versed in, oh, they do this, that. I don't eat African food every day.
but my homeboy, he's literally he's from Africa. His wife's Hispanic. He's African. Oh man, I go over
They probably
there and
mix
I'll be
those
like, nah,
flavors up.
I'll be like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to eat, bro. You ain't leaving here without eating something. you,
Right.
And you be surprised. I started learning more about turmeric. I started learning more about using
Ooh.
ginger and things like that. I'm about to start. I've never messed with sea moss in my life. He just got a full bag of it, so he's about to
Oh,
put me
nice.
on to it. I like how he does stuff because you see a lot of people make concoctions and they are raw. They are raw. Like I will never give anybody any of my experimental cakes unless it's like my neighbor or somebody who volunteers to, because some of that stuff can just be like raw. Like when I make my sauces, like they steep in alcohol and stuff. And sometimes I'll be like, I think this is a little too potent. Give it to me, you know.
Right.
you know, um, he's taught me ways of how to smooth certain things out and things that I never liked before and make it work. He was actually the one that gave me my COVID like kind of tonic drink. He was telling me you take ginger, orange juice, or not orange juice, like actual full oranges, um, turmeric and water. And you literally you blend them, strain it, blend it again, strain it through, and it's like a nice pure juice. And literally, you drink it. It's like an energy booster for the day. It cleanses out all the mucus in your system, and you just feel like your immune system is boosted up. Would have never done it because I'm thinking, you got too much in there, player. Like,
Right.
but
That's doing too much.
um,
What's turmeric?
but but that's how I learn. I'm learning just
Yeah.
going to different experiences. I've never would have tried lengua. I never would have had it if it hadn't been for the homie's grandmother. And my homie's grandmother has one eye, but can cook the best lingua with that one eye in a crock pot you'd have never had. And I go other places and I'm like, okay, I can taste this is tongue. But hers, the way she shreds it, the way it's in the crock pot, I would have never known
Mm.
it. So that's where I take my styles from. And I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna do chicken, let me try how she did the lingua with the chicken and add it to a taco with some
Th-
vodka and with some vodka or something like that. And they're like, there it is. So learn from others, people. Please don't be scared, watch your surroundings, but some people are here. There's a lot of people that understand you got to help each other to get to the next level. People that I do these interviews with, I'm grateful for y'all. I would have never, y'all in the booking connection, I love y'all because I would have never thought to be hitting people up and be like, yo, let me talk to you a little bit about life and never would have thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I love how there's so many of you guys and you all like have your focuses in your niche. I'm not gonna lie, I've had my favorites. I know some of them gonna shoot me, but I think your topic, that like the combination and how it came out, I was like, yo, I'm I'm really looking forward to this like today. Like
Ah.
I'm not gonna lie, some days I'll be like, I got an interview. If the little ones drained me and I've had to go run errands and I've had to cook for the week, sometimes I'm just like, I want to sit in front of my TV and play some video games with my kids. But I'm like, I was
Mhm.
like, today I was like, that's why I said when I was on IG Live, I was like, please tell me this one's not off because this one I'm really looking forward to. Like I can tell about being dad. Come on.
Right. Exactly. I love that. And it really blesses me. Thank you so much for saying that because, I've been hosting for over 10 years now and, finding my rhythm and just creating and how I do things. And, I even hit Tia and I was like, I saw what she had together. I was like, okay, but, I really want my audience to understand and be able to glean from someone's life and how they balance things because the reality is even after COVID, it was before COVID, but after COVID, like we're here to learn from each other. The stuff that you go through and how you balance and how you show up and how you can still keep your head and how you flavor your daughter up with all of these things. It's important because there's somebody sitting at home who's a little bit confused on if they can do a business and have their child, if they're doing too much by having their child help, if they're doing, so to be able to see and hear from people's real life experience to me has always been the most valuable. We love the business, we love promoting all that, and we do that too, but how do we grow from your experience and what can you share that allows people to glean and grow and evolve? That's what we got to do here.
Talking and learning from others, because that's the thing. You can avoid some mistakes by hearing it from somebody else or off the bat, right off the bat.
Yeah.
But
No, I
definitely, and
love it. Yeah.
and like I tell people, if you're passionate, follow people that do what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's not your competition. I know I follow everybody from Trap Kitchen, Pookie Plates, Three Stacks Kitchen. I got homegirls in Vegas that do stuff. I follow everybody. Everybody pull from each other. I seen cupcake places that got same style cupcakes I do and stuff like that. We all pulling from the same boat. It's just a matter of who wants it more, who's gonna go out there, and who's willing to work to get to that level. So, jump in. You can't be afraid. Jump in. Be aware of the hits that are coming. You're not gonna see some coming. Just be prepared to get back up. Know you're going to just know it's gonna be fun it's gonna be fun and angering at the same time. It's
It's
hilarious.
a lot. Like, we got to keep it real. Like you said, people look at entrepreneurship and they think it's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's so fun. And it is fun. But
Yep,
to get to that and to get through, there's things you got to go through. And that literally never stops. You just become more refined to
yep,
handle what you grow through. And you get to make a choice. Do you want to let this affect you in a way where you're growing from it, or you are not? So
yeah. Everybody has a choice. At the end of the
it's a
day, it's
choice.
up to them. You can go right, you can go left. It's up to you. I tell people, and this is my favorite. This is one of my favorite. My last quotes. I tell people, you can go right, you can go left. Me, I'm gonna make my own trail. I don't follow either or. I like really just blazing my own path. It's a lot more dangerous. There's a lot more risk with it. But if you're doing it your way, because I think Will Smith said it, nobody understands yourself better than you. Nobody.
Yeah. And then,
You,
to match that is, God says your gift makes room for you. So if that's the case, you do have the right and the ability to go ahead and make your own path. It is yours. It's been spoken and given to you before you even began. So if your gift makes room for you, your lane is yours and you can take that, blaze it.
there goes. Shoot. Yeah, but I think the year is gonna be interesting. I'm actually, as much as I hate to say it, I am looking a little bit more towards 2021. You
Sure.
know,
I think there's a lot of people at this point that it's like, you know what, 2020, thank you, but
you
2021,
know
what's
what?
up?
2020, I think, and that's why I tell a lot of people, because I used to see the post, if you didn't do anything during COVID, nah, it's not true.
Everybody's different. Yeah.
Everybody's different, and I think 2020 was a big thing for everybody to reflect. If you've never had time to just sit down, really look at your surroundings, really look into yourself, really get down into it. And that's what I really think this is honestly about. I don't Some people, you've already done that, good for you. This is your opportunity to take the jump. No offense, the business field is leveled. The playing field has been leveled for everybody, no matter who you are, from theaters, restaurants, makeup, anything you could name, entertainment. It's all been leveled. So for those that were ready and already did that, cool. But for those that finally got that breath or whatnot and are still taking in that breath, really use this time to reflect, so that way moving forward, you know what you want to do for not only yourself, but what you also need to do for yourself and those around you that you care about.
Yeah. And then, and making that decision from a much more authentic place, not a distracted place, not a place where you're looking at what everybody else is doing. Nobody's doing
Yep.
nothing right now. So now
Yep.
you really have a chance, talk about 2020 being clarity. I think we all got nice and clear,
Man,
this year.
man, I think, I like 2020 because it made me learn a lot more about my daughter. Like, I know everything about my daughter. Like I said, I get a lot of guys that hit me up and say, they really look up to me as a dad, and they really go to my page and stuff as a dad. But to me, I think this year was more so my dad year, being as it was like I get to be in my kid's classroom. I get to be in here
Aw.
like every day. It's just, even with me, I do co-parenting, of course. Don't want to, but I do co-parenting. As I
What do you
tell
mean you
people
don't
like
want
that.
to? You would rather be
You know what?
married.
I'm greedy. I love my daughter to death, and
You want full
she's me.
custody.
Yeah, I do. She's me. It's just, there's a lot of background story. I don't get into it because I'm professional, of course.
Yeah, I
I'm not
understand.
going to do that or anything like that. But
Of course.
you know your child, and really, this, like I said, 2020 was really just having her here doing the school around 24/7, and I didn't have to work because I worked. Like for her, she goes to private school. School ain't cheap. I pay. Like I pay for my daughter's education. Like she's first grade. She's already knows how to cursive write. She's already like in the 20, she's already doing triple and double, addition line addition and stuff like that. She's already gotten about 50 Bible verses memorized starting back in kindergarten. Like it, it's you see it. I got to be here instead of out getting the money
You just
all
going
the
to get the
time.
money, putting it out. You know it's happening, but then you don't get to enjoy.
I don't get that time.
Yeah.
So this was really like time to really dig in and really see my child and really get into what is my child? What is my child into? What is my child doing? What makes her tick? And just the thing she says, like, it's scary because there's certain things that I wish that my daughter never had to go through at a young age, with our separation, me and her mother and stuff like that. But at the same time, she took stuff very well for a young child, and the fact that she's 7 and understands it and has already kind of made up her mind on the situation.
Wow.
That's where it's like, that's where I say my child is lethal. That's where
you
a lot
get
of people
some release. Yeah.
That's where like they don't see, like a lot of people see the and the we're gonna do this and that, but y'all really do not see like this 7-year-old is comprehending grown people's adults and dealing with it and even communicating on an adult level. Like there's her and her grandmother have their private times where they talk, and I'm like, I don't even want to know. I don't even want.
Look, that's y'all. That's y'all. Y'all hungry? Let me know. I'll cook, but I'm not trying to. That's the woman talk.
What y'all want for dinner tonight? What you want? You want chicken? You want ribs? Okay, I got you.
I'm over here. Yeah.
Even if I have those times with my daughter, like even I think this weekend, and it's why I tell most people, when you're a dad, no matter what your child does, every time your child hugs and kisses you, if it doesn't give you butterflies, I'm sorry, you're not a dad. You are not a dad, because I did something, I forgot what I did for her. And she literally paused her show, came in the kitchen, and she was just quiet. She had her head down. She came in and she just hugged me and she said, "Thank you for everything, Daddy." She was like, "I love you and everything that you do for me, and I appreciate you. Thank you." And it was just like,
I would have melted on the floor.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I just would have been done. Like, oh my God.
I was just like, but think about that's a 7-year-old coming in there telling you because she sees the difference between both sides of the family. And it's like, that's where, like I said, this has been a huge thing for me with fatherhood lately, because I think at some point as a father, every man will doubt, especially if you're one of those dads that, and I tell this to all the dads that are out there working 24/7, and you get little time with your kids, and even that little time, like you're exhausted, so you can't put in that full drive because you're trying to rest to keep the bills paid or take care of the family. Don't doubt yourself. Please don't. I went through a big stage with that and thinking I wasn't the best father. I wasn't doing what I was supposed to because I wasn't there for my child, as in being around them and doing that. And your kids know. Your kids see it. Your kids know who these kids today are smart. They know money. They know bills. They know who's buying the food, who's buying the toys, who's helping them with their homework. They know at young ages, and they are that is developing them for the older age. So when they get, and I tell parents, you got to be careful what you do. I tell a lot of my friends, even if I catch my friends and stuff, I'm like, your kid notices that when they get older, they're going to resent you for that and use that against you. You got to be careful with that. Like I had to have a real talk with one of my friends a few days ago. Like, your child sees you doing this, bro. You're going to either have to deal with your child doing that, or they're going to resent you, and that's going to be the thing they hate about you and stuff like that and everything. Right. Talk with your kids like real people and stuff like that. They know a lot, and that's the biggest thing with me and fatherhood and stuff like that. That just keep it in your mind. Know about your kids taking. They mimic. They don't listen. They mimic.
Okay.
Kids mimic. Yeah. Think about it. If you sitting there doing the dance or whatnot, baby go start doing the dance too, or the little kid. Yeah. they're mimicking, especially if you're the mother or the father, you're already the idol in their eye. There's
Yes.
nobody else. They may like Paw Patrol and all these little animals, but you're the one that's picking them up. You're the one that's feeding them. You're the one that's playing with them in real life.
Right.
So everything is there. So that's my biggest thing when it comes to like parenting and fatherhood, stuff like that. Your kids notice, do what you can, and trust me, if you're not melting still every time, I don't know what to tell you. I don't.
Oh, I love it. That's so sweet. Well, I don't have kids yet, but me being, I still feel like a kid. I love my parents, and I make sure. It's very important because my dad, he was the disciplinary, and it was very important for me to, and still as often as possible, let him know all of that friction that we had because I didn't want to listen and he wanted me, all of that stuff. I know now that I'm older, it had to be really hard, and I just thank him for all
Thank
of the
you.
effort he put into me. Because I could have been something else. Your girl's got a strong head. And
Ooh.
he probably
Oh,
saw that and knew I got to stay on her head. So I didn't do everything the way he would have wanted me to. But because of the effort that he put in keeping me reeled in, I'm the woman I am today. So I don't, it's like, I'm sure he probably would have appreciated if I understood that at 14, 15, 16. But
look, we was
here we
wilding.
are. It was worth
We was in a
it.
different headspace at that time. We was on some other missions.
And I'm sorry, but no. So it's true. So I try to encourage other parents because I still feel like the kid, even though we're all our parents' kids. You have your mom,
Oh yeah.
you're still her baby. But I just try to encourage parents like on those tough times and they don't seem to be listening or overcoming this and that. Just get like, you have to be hated sometimes for a moment, or you have to
Oh,
go through those things or your child's going to go through things that you don't. But I really feel like it's going to turn out okay. Like all of that stuff that you're saying and doing, it matters, even if it don't seem like it matters right now. So
you get past it. My daughter still gets the teary eye and the pout face sometimes, and I'm like, that don't work on me no more. Nice try.
because you're not finna do that. Yeah, this is what it is. This is for your good. You real cute though. I'm gonna go over here because you're making me feel some kind of way. But
She
the
said, "I'm gonna
answer is
go over
no.
here."
Yeah. Like,
No,
oh, that
that's
don't work.
the truth. That's the truth, though. But even then, for people that don't have kids, and like I said, I know you're running your business and everything like that. Understand, having kids is it's a, ooh, and you know what?
I hear.
For some entrepreneurs, I think it's the best thing for you. A
Hmm.
kid takes you to the next level. I had my daughter at 23.
Hmm.
I had my daughter at 23, which some people were like, oh, you cool. Some people were like, oh, that's young. To me, I thought it was young. I didn't want to be an old dad anyway. I went to like one of those schools where people's dads were like 40 or 50, and I'm like, he can't even play football, which like, as so
Right.
for me, I wasn't upset about it. But at that age, I was young. I was reckless. I can jump from job to job. But having my daughter really settled a foundation in me. It really, like, I kid you not, it was like a full 180. Like, it was like
Mm.
as soon as I saw the paper that said, like, yo, I'm on the way, it was like,
Yep.
okay. And your mindset changes, especially if you're as an entrepreneur. I think it's like an adrenaline boost for you. It's like taking a shot of adrenaline because it's going to make you be like, I want to be more successful, not only for myself, but for my child. So it kicks it up to that level. And then now you're more so in your mind now where it's like, I can't fail. I can't.
That makes
And with
sense.
and in my world, manifestation is key. If you tell
Hmm.
yourself something over and over, it's going to
Hmm.
happen. So I keep telling people, if you keep telling yourself, oh, some bad's gonna, some bad's gonna, some bad, it's gonna happen, man. Because you just looking for it. You want it to happen.
You
But
asking, yeah.
exactly, but if you keep telling yourself, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get through this. You're gonna see, because of what you're telling yourself, it's going in your mind. Your mind starts to trigger a certain way, and you're ready to take off. And that was the biggest blessing. That's why I tell people, like, my daughter was my biggest blessing. I, like you said, we younger. Whew, whew, where I was going, whew, Lord Jesus.
You was out in
I
them
don't even.
streets. No?
I was, yeah, no, mine was bad because I was sociable. I was the nice sociable guy. So I got along with everybody, which was good and bad because like some people like to have too much fun, and it's just like, so I learned. That's why I said I learned about patience, but it's just, ugh. I'm happy for her. She saved me. I'm happy for my daughter
That's
saved me because
good.
that's a lot. I think my generation and my crowd, a lot of us have kids, and I think we all agree on it too. Like a lot of the guys that I hang around with, all of us have a kid in somewhat way, whether it be our own kid or a step kid that we take care of. We're all in that circle. So and I saw the change in all of us. It was like we used to be clubs we used to drink crazy. One of us still trying to get off his DUI dumb stuff, you know. And when we
Right.
had our kids, it was like boom. Now it's like, all right, we linking up at whose house? The kids are over there playing, dads are playing darts over here, the girls are in the living room, having wine and talking and stuff like that. We grew up.
Right.
We really grew up to a different level. So if you think about having kids and you're an entrepreneur, don't be scared of it. It may give you that increase, but just know you're gonna have to put your family first. Put your family first. It's a
Yeah,
blessing.
that's good advice.
You put them first, they will take care of you. I've learned it hands down. Trust me, there's times where I've come home and I'm like, what's this? Oh, I know you got some orders and stuff. So I went and picked up the baking sheets and this and that because my mom was just happened to be out where I needed to be or whatnot. But at the end of the day, they know I take care of them first. That's
Right.
how it is. So it comes back forth. But
Do
other
you
than that,
think that Yeah, do
go
you think there's a way? Because I did another King Speak with a friend of mine called his name is Nate, and we
ahead.
talked the power of preparation. And I think
Hmm.
he's like 27, and he doesn't have kids, but he works like he does. He gets life insurance policies like he does. Like he has, so he's preparing for it now. Do you think that there's a way in a man's mind? Well, obviously, if Nate can do it, there's something to it, but you're kind of saying a lot of your friends kind of didn't grow up until they had the kids. Is there any advice or word or thought you could give to someone who maybe doesn't have kids, but can still find that fire and that passion and that adrenaline in the same way because they're planning for it? Is there any changes or awareness that you can implement early so it ain't just like, oh, I'm in the club, we were doing all this and I had a baby and then woke up? Like, does it take a baby, or is there a way to
It
plan a little
doesn't.
bit?
It doesn't take a baby. Baby is a life-changing experience. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
that's what I look at. So a life-changing experience
Yes.
can kick you into that.
Yeah.
Um, I've had some friends that have had a prime example. Two of my friends used to be addicted to black tar heroin,
Oh
real bad,
God.
real bad. They got through it. Both they're brothers, they're twins. No, not twins. They're just one's older, one's younger. They damn near look resembling, but
Mm.
um their mother and all everybody like helped them through it. Ever since they got off of that, they smoke, they drink, that's their mom's like, that's cool compared to what they were doing.
I'll take
Like,
anything.
I
Yeah.
can feel
Right.
it. She tells them all the time. Yes, y'all can smoke all up in the house, everything. We crack up. But ever since that day, their work ethic was just different.
Mm.
They both of them are successful. One ended up being the head coach for the girls' CSUN soccer team. They won 3
It's
championships
amazing.
underneath them. Now he's got his
It's
kid and
amazing.
his wife, and he's running a business. His brother was so smart. Even when his brother was on like black tar heroin, his brother passed the test for NASA's like science stuff. Like he's bright. He's
That's
bright.
insane.
He's got his own company now that he does like wood carvings with lasers and stuff like these do like it, but it took that measure. It took that near death experience. So like babies, death, family losses. Sometimes like losing a family member that's close to you kicks in a different drive. Um, it's there's no I can't say like you're gonna change when you want. Simple and
I
easy.
like that.
There's
Then
people
that's true. Yeah.
Because there's people that have had kids and they're still doing the same stuff. Trust me, there's guys I've had to put to the curb because I'm like, you not taking care of your kids, you doing this, you doing that. I don't associate with that. It's a
That's
choice at
wise.
the end of the day. But one thing I will tell y'all, no matter how much you prepare, you will
Come
never be
on.
prepared for it. You will never be prepared for a child.
Oh yeah.
You don't. And I'm a use an analogy that's kind of weird, but it simplifies it for people. You ever get like a toy in a store and it's in a box all covered up and there's 30 different ones you can get, so you don't know what you're gonna get? That's
Uh-huh.
what you're getting when you have a baby. You can sit here, because this is what I tell people. Most people plan for a healthy, well-born baby. You're expecting
Mm-hmm.
everything to be good, no complications or nothing.
Mm.
You already have this image in your head of what being a parent is going to be like. One of my homegirls, prime example, she was like, "Oh, my baby comes, she's going to bed every night at 8. She ain't gonna care." I was like,
Girl.
I kept telling her, I said,
Girl.
she wasn't on it. Like, I couldn't tell her nothing. I was just like, you are never prepared for a kid. You never know. My daughter, yeah, we knew she was coming, but still wasn't prepared. As much as I went and bought diapers, diaper pails, clothes, this, that, towels, shampoo, this and that. Can't use this shampoo because her skin's too sensitive. So I got to go over and get this one now. I can't use these diapers because they doesn't hold in the stuff. They don't fit her right. So we can't use Huggies. We got to use Pampers. We can't use these wipes because it scratches her skin or whatnot. And then we found out she had asthma. The minute she gets the flu, she goes into the hospital. That's why we've been in the
Wow.
house with this whole COVID thing. Like, she's
Right,
been in
right,
the
right.
hospital about 4 times, and that's when she's gotten the flu. It translates into pneumonia. She can't breathe. I've had to see my daughter hooked up to a breathing. Like, nah,
You ain't
no, no,
ready. You
you're
ain't
not
ready for
ready.
not a nan, not a none of it.
You never know. Even kids that are healthy,
Yeah.
I've seen parents where stuff has happened where the kids fell off the stairs or something like that, or the dog scratched them or anything. You're not ready unless I mean, no offense, unless you've been in childcare like 50 years and then magically had a kid. I don't know how that's possible. you know um
Right.
but even then, like, your child is going to be different from
Yeah.
everybody, and understand your child's going to take from both sides, until they get to an age like where my daughter's at, where she's like, I know who I want to take from now and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're dealing with something that's unknown. uh
Yeah.
being a parent is, I tell everybody, being a parent is an adventure because it changes every day. You don't know what's coming.
Aw.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't. You don't. My child, even with my child, I don't know what's coming. Every morning when she wakes up, the first thing that comes into my mind when I get wake up, wake up, Lord, what's about to happen today?
Right.
You never know.
Wow.
It could be a
Yeah.
good day. It could be a bad day. It could be an excellent day. But just know, I mean, I tell people, I know there's people out there that's like, oh, we want to make sure we're both successful and this and that and the third. And I know people that did that and are the worst parents in the world. I know people that just, they weren't expecting to have a kid, greatest parents in the world, and they're successful now.
Right.
A lot of my background of people, like I said, once they had kids, it kind of drove them to a whole new level, and we're seeing stuff. And don't be wrong, it's you're gonna go through those hard times. There's gonna be
Yeah.
times where y'all gonna be struggling for food and stuff like that, especially if you have multiple kids. Shout out to the parents with multiple kids, especially with COVID. I
My girl
know that
has
hurt.
5. I watched my girl get through it. She has 5. I
You know
just
what? That the Lord then gave her some superpowers, because one,
superpowers.
I tell people all the time, I'm
She's
like, I have joint custody, meaning I have her like one week. I get downtime, and I'm still like
that's
me and my
insane.
she stays with me and my mom, and it's hilarious. Like, when she's not here, we have a countdown to when she comes back. All right, we got 3 days to rest
To
before this child
man.
comes back. It's like,
Wow.
that's how they have
Well,
it,
shout out
especially
to
enlisted.
y'all.
Today's kids got energy. The internet, the food, it's a whole different
It's
breed.
different.
Like us as
Yeah.
kids growing up, we were different. You know, if a parent told you sit your butt down, I do.
You was sitting. You was sitting.
You say that now, they still like
Yeah. I
they
can see
gonna
it in my
find
friends' kids. Yeah.
we gonna find a way, and that's why I laugh. I laugh at everything, but I just tell people, go with the flow. It's a great
Yeah.
thing. I think if you really want to look at it, entrepreneurship and parenthood, fatherhood, it's the same thing. You're growing both. You're going to have some failures with both. You're going to
Hmm.
have times where both are going to frustrate you, and
Yeah.
you're going to have the greatest times of your life with both, because those are both two. You got to understand, and this is why I tell people they're similar. They're both two things you created.
Yeah.
So
It's
when
that
both of them
creation.
blossom, the excitement, the cherishment, the good vibes, it comes off it, because it's really your business is a birthing. You got to birth it.
Absolutely.
You got to bring it out. You got to support. It's just like you said. It's just like a kid and stuff like that. So if you really, they go hand in hand for the entrepreneur to really grow and
Yeah.
really learn the steps. Because if you're looking at your business and it's lacking, but your child's growing, it's like, okay, well, I'm feeding it every day. Feeding your business is posting, putting out ads, putting out content. That's feeding it, so people come and look at it and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
like you'll post a picture of your child on the internet to get all them likes. I don't even post me no more. I did a test the other day just to try it, and I knew where the result was. I posted a picture of me. I posted a picture of the child. I got 5 likes. She had 35 likes within
Right.
like 5 minutes. I was just like,
Yeah.
you know what it is. It's the same
Right.
thing out there. But a business is just going to be a little bit tougher because it's not cute and cuddly and a little kid that people are like, oh. It's something that you got to be like, hey, this is a service or a
Right.
product or something that you gonna love and need. And even then, I tell people, I know my service is not needed. It's not. I am. I'm an experience. Food is supposed to take you to the home. So when you eat, I want you to feel like you just in a good mood. You got that nice wholesome meal. And when you bite into my cupcake, I want that alcohol. You be at that party, be like, ooh, thank you, Jesus. Let me do a
Yes.
two-step now. That's what I did it for. I mean, come on. I started in an office, and honestly, I know half them people was eating it at work. It was their stress. They were in a call center 8 hours a day, getting
Eat
yelled.
the
We were the
cupcake, please.
we
Yeah.
were the retention department.
Call centers,
People.
a retention department. That sounds a little bit like hell.
So I'm walking the floor and I'm seeing like little containers, and they just like, so you want to cancel, but you don't want to pay this $240 disconnection bill. Hold on 1 second. Thank you, Brandon. Thank you. I
Yes,
needed this because
seriously.
this one crazy right here. I think I'm gonna pay this bill. Let me get back on here. Okay, so
Right.
I just spoke with my man. It was. I learned that, and that's why it's hard for me right now. I think that's why my business kind of like at its place. I'm not out. Like I said, I'm not out there. I'm not. It's not. I like being there where people are like, "Thank you." I used to go to party back. I used to be at a
It's that
backyard party every
reciprocal
other weekend.
energy. Yeah.
Yeah, and then by doing that, I got 5 more people because they like, yo, you the one that made these cupcakes? I have to go to Seattle, Vegas, Texas, and Florida. Those are like 4 states. Once this thing dies down, I've already been
Right.
told we're waiting.
I love it.
So
I have a similar thing with that because I used to, from December 2014 to March 15th, when the bar shut down, I was having a brunch party every month all over LA. Different locations, different people, anywhere from 30 to there was sometimes 80, 50 people at my brunch parties. And I don't get to do any of that anymore. So I'm trying to find like that was like so we're all readjusting in a way, but there's nothing like the face-to-face connection. It's still the highest form of marketing strategy by 87% that there will
yep,
ever be.
yep.
So it's different when you're used to giving, the
Well,
energy.
it's better because it's just you can like you said, you can translate the energy when you post something online, whatever they're thought of. pre-notion of you is in that moment. Think about it. If somebody thinks you're mad at them, they look at something you post, they like, oh, they saying it in an angry voice. So they kind of turned off for it. You know, you look at stuff. Because I notice my customers. My customers that come back are my happiest customers. And I
Yeah.
noticed it with them because they always bubbly. Anything I post, they're like, oh yes. Oh, keep going. You know, I see it. And
Aw.
then, you know, you see your other customers will be like, yo, I just put this out. Oh yeah, my bad, bro. You did. I didn't. Oh yeah, I think I did see that one. I'm like, okay, let me place my order now. You can't translate that stuff to people
No,
over the
it's
web.
different.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm actually trying to take a page from y'all's book. A little one wants to start cooking live, so I think we're gonna start doing a couple of shows cooking live. We gotta pick some recipes.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
and the thing that she wants to do is she wants to invite people that I have interviewed with and people that she has interviewed with to come back on our little cooking segment. So don't be surprised if she'll be the one hitting you up. She wants to do video calls. So
Malia, hit me up, girl. Happy birthday. Teach me something, okay? I am a wife in training. I need some more recipes under my belt. I need to
yeah,
make some. So hook me up. I'll come to the show. I will watch, learn, buy ingredients, whatever. What we doing?
well, you're in LA if I'm correct, right?
So I used to be. I
Okay.
actually haven't made a grand announcement yet, but I'm in Texas.
Oh,
I
see, that's where
moved.
I'm.
I had to, I'm in a little incubation stage of my own, trying to refigure my life out because things have changed so much. So,
Trust me. If I could be in Texas, I'd be down there because I'm a barbecue person. So
oh,
I
Killings
every time
barbecue,
I
boy.
every,
Whew.
every time I land in Texas, they know they'd be like, Brandon don't want to do nothing but go hit at least 3 barbecue spots
Hey,
right now. I need it because I'm trying to bring something like that out here. I mean, I can't do the pits like they do out
no, but
there.
you know what? Well, them, yeah, the big barrel wood fire joints, like
My-
that's what is.
Now that's where I'm lucky. My grandfather on my dad's side, I don't visit them that much. He has the double barrel grill, like the two next to each other that are welded.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
one of my good, like I said, I was a trainer for AT&T and DirecTV, which I'm learning is a blessing and was actually a very big part of my successful network.
Nothing's
Um,
ever
one of my
wasted.
one of my students, she moved to Arizona, but they come out to Cali on a regular. Her dad makes them custom. So she was like, just let us know when you're ready. They were like, we can do a custom NSFW pantry grill for you and stuff like
That's
that. And I was like,
amazing.
oh. So, and he does the barrel ones. Like he's done the barrel one. He done the file cabinet smoker. Like he's done all of them. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun
I think
because it,
that's what would change your barbecue game because
oh, well, it plays into my office theme too. Because if we can get the file cabinet and turn it to a smoker, we're already looking at everything
love.
included.
Oh, I'm so excited for you. That's going to be amazing. And not only that, but shoot, maybe with the file cabinet size barbecues, it will open something up so you can do your outdoor events. They're
Yeah,
still allowing patios and space or whatever you're going to do. You can make it small, COVID friendly, whatever it's going to be, but it just sounds like you're onto something.
well, I've gotten some other stuff. Recently, there was a DJ. I did an interview with Nana Churcher, and one of the DJs. I got to get back to her. I just realized that I totally missed that. I hit her back up. But she hit me up because she's a DJ and they do events pertaining to people with diabetes, which is funny
Oh, wow.
because a lot of people haven't known. That's another reason why I've kind of been on the back burner. My mom has type 2 lately, so
Oh, okay.
we've been learning about it, and lately, me in the kitchen has been cultivating recipes for her actually,
So
and
good.
testing out. Literally, she'll eat something. We'll wait a little bit. She'll test her. She'll test her blood, see what it's at. We're trying to. So we've gotten kind of like 4 or 5 meals down. That's another reason why a lot of people haven't seen me. I've been on the back burner with that. Me and Malia have been helping her
Yeah.
with that, but
Mm-hmm.
they just reached out, and it was funny when they reached out because we're going through it. But they want to do possibly something where we do deliveries before the concert. They're doing Twitch concerts, and they want us to do like a set meal or something like that and do deliveries so that way people could be eating the meals during the concerts and stuff like that all around
Love
LA.
it.
So
That's so good.
I'm gonna look into that. Just got to get a couple delivery drivers with me, and then we'll be set to go basically. So
Well, everybody's trying to make a little extra money. Next time you hop in an Uber, whoever, be like, look, You know what I'm saying?
You're
Like,
like, that
y'all
new bill in
already using your card
California
for
ain't
business.
looking too
Yeah.
good for you. Why don't you come on my way?
Man. Well, I
It's
really love
crazy.
this. I enjoyed this conversation so much, and it was really nice
Oh,
to hear about, just a little bit of everything. That's thank you for this.
hey, this is probably one of my most open conversations I've had in a minute. It takes me a minute to get comfortable. I started realizing that's why my child has that same issue, because I'm like, you got to jump into it. And then I looked at myself. I'm like, I'm the same way. I can't
No,
even yell
it's
at her.
okay. You good.
But
Like,
definitely, this has definitely been probably, like, I gotta say, this has definitely been one of my favorite interviews. It's definitely in that top notch. I love what the topics, just being able to explain that, because I think the main thing, I love my baking, I love my food company, but fatherhood is number one first. That's
yes.
just, being a dad has always been number one, and that's always something I love to share with people and talk about and give advice on. So anytime, any place, even if you do like some panel discussion, whatever.
I'm gonna do some panels. Got some panels coming up, so I will reach out to you.
Oh, by all
Absolutely.
means, shoot. And then trust me, little one gonna try to come next time, because she already heard I had an interview. Trust me,
Yes.
she looks at all y'all pages, she'd be like, well, how come I'm
Well,
in it?
who's
I'm like,
this? Well,
you not
where's
here. You
girl,
not
that's
here
okay.
today.
We gonna get her. We'll stay in touch, and definitely, because I know timing, this and that, school and all. So, but we'll do something, and we'll stay in touch
Definitely.
so she can hop on. I'll look at your cooking. We'll do panels. We'll figure it all out and
Oh
keep it
yeah,
rocking. Keep each other
we'll have to do a
encouraged.
Texas. We'll have to do a Texas meal
A
with
little
you on
Texas
next time.
run.
That's what we're gonna do. All
Yes.
right. Well, thank
Yes,
you
I
for
would love
having me.
that.
Thank you for having me. I greatly appreciate it. I wish you much success on your continued endeavors and your journey as well. Once
Thank
again,
you.
keep doing what you're doing. Bringing to light brothers like myself, fathers like myself, and entrepreneurs like myself. We appreciate you and thank you for your service.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I received that. It's my pleasure. And before we get out of here, let's tell people where to find you online so they can
So
follow.
I'm simple, y'all. I'm real simple. So you can follow us at NSFW Pantry. You can follow. That's Instagram. That's the Twitter. I don't be on Twitter, y'all. I gotta work on it. Sorry. I'm getting used to this social media stuff, so you'll see the Instagram automatically post to the Twitter.
Right.
But Instagram, you'll see a lot of stuff. And I tell people, if you really want like behind the scenes and in depth, when you go to our page, you'll see my personal account page in the bio. Click there. That's where you'll see me and Brat doing a lot of our experiments, because I work a lot off my account lately. We use that one. She'll go live on the bakery page sometimes. She will. It depends on how she's feeling. She got an iPhone for her birthday, so now
Oh,
she feeling
wow. Look
herself.
at her.
Oh,
She's
she ain't got. Don't
living.
worry, she ain't got cellular service. She on Wi-Fi
But
right now. She got to
still.
earn. She got to earn cellular. We told her. We said, you get the phone. We said, if you can keep it safe for 6 months and probably shorter, we were like, we'll put a phone line on it for you. So she's like, she keeps it in her purse. She keeps it on the side. She got some AirPods already. So she'll be coming live on there a
Love
lot.
it.
But yeah, my page, you'll see the most stuff. You'll see a lot of reposts and everything. But feel free to follow us. We have the same for our website, nsfwpantry.com. I will be updating the site tomorrow. Sorry, y'all. I still got the Labor Day stuff
That's
up.
that entrepreneur stuff. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all right.
I got to go for my daily walk. I got to go get some sunshine and some air and get this blood flowing before I start getting into some stuff. You already know. So.
And I'm about to do the same. Time to get out in nature, take a walk, get some sun, get some air. Then I'll go to the next thing as well.
Hey, well, it's been a pleasure. You enjoy that nice Texas weather. And,
Thank you.
keep doing what you're doing, girl. We appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm encouraged, and thank you for your time. And thank you guys all for watching. And don't forget to tune into King Speak on Tuesday, but Queens Glean on Thursday. So we're going to take this conversation and discuss some of the topics you discussed. And it's an opportunity for us women to stand in let's say, a power posture about how we, approach things, knowing the way that men think. And we kind of just talk about that. So that'll be on Thursday. I want you guys to tune in for that. Make sure to follow Kings Speak on Instagram. And yeah, we out here.
Take care, you guys.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Peace.